Welcome to another podcast of the Constitution Manchester United. I'm not sure why I did that momentary laugh. I'm not sure how that came about, but it just happened. So I just thought I just chuckled for a little bit. But this is going to be I can't lie to you guys, this is going to be quite a hefty video podcast because there's a few stuff I want to flesh out in relation to Manchester United and outside the realms of Manchester United. Hold on, let me just set this straight so I can make it square. Yeah, so since we're on the international break, Manchester United doesn't have a game this weekend. But knowing Manchester United and other big clubs, even if it's not based on club football, Manchester United will still be spoken about. Aside from the fact that people like journalists need to eat. So when you have to eat, you have to talk about things that is true, untrue, have credibility, no credibility. But if you write on those stuff in relation to Manchester United, people are going to buy, people are going to click. It's because Manchester United puts food on journalists' tables. That's what Manchester United does, because it's the best club in the world. And because it's the best club in the world, we got the best player, if not one of the best players in the world, returning to his, I wouldn't say his boyhood club because he wasn't academy graduate from Manchester United's academy, but he came as a boy and he left as a man. So he came back as a man, and he's a prodigal son given what he's done for Manchester United in the early 2000s to the late 2000s. So spending 6 years, joined Manchester United since 2003 and left in 2009. So he had a 6 year contribution to Manchester United. Manchester United has reclaimed Cristiano Ronaldo as I guess that's why I was chuckling momentarily before I started this video podcast, because things just like that just tick me off, but I'm going to be a good sport about it. Yeah, so Cr7 has actually completed his transfer back to Manchester United. And if you guys remember my last video podcast, no, I don't think it was my last. I think it's my second to last, where I was actually doing the 6 minute video of saying welcoming Cristiano Ronaldo back to Manchester United, when I was looking all during the face like I just woke up or something, looking all bloated in the face, look like one eye is up here so one eye down here, so like I have saggy crosses under my eye. Yeah, that's the video I'm referring to, and I was actually saying that this is probably one of the longest sagas Manchester United has had for years. This is a saga that was started in 2013. We were linked back to CR7 in 2013, the summer transfer window of 2013. And ever since, it was just moot point. It was just people talking for talking. Now, whether he wanted to come back to CR7, that's a different story. I don't think he wanted to leave Real Madrid, because he was still in the prime at the time at Real Madrid, so I don't think he would want to leave. This was where CR7 was at the peak of his powers in terms of his goal stats. So I don't think it would be very beneficial to make it for him to leave Real Madrid to come back to Manchester United. Yes, Manchester United is in his heart. It's a part of his heart, but I don't think he would want to come back at that time. But ever since 2013 up until 2021, that's one of the longest sagas, man. Again, that's like an 8 year saga. That's an 8 year deficit of a saga. Keep talking about Sancho is the longest saga United. No. 2 year saga, bro. We started being linked to Sancho in 2019, in fall of 2019. So I don't think that's the longest saga, man. But anyway, to get that total, we Sancho and CR7 are actually under the wings of Manchester United right now. So given that they are Manchester United, some persons are still of the thought that Sancho should be wearing the number 7. Brother, God bless your soul. We have, see, Cavani has actually given up. Well, I don't even think Cavani gave it up as much as Manchester United stripped it off his back and gave it to CR7. So I don't think even if Cavani had an adverse reaction to giving it up, I don't think he had any say so, and I think he had to like, I think he was just stripped of it either way. So I don't even think even if he wanted to keep it, I don't think he would still keep it. Isn't me? So, he got the number 21. I think that's a telling sign because we have 20 Premier League, not 20, not 20 Premier League. We have 13 Premier League trophies, but we have 20 league trophies together. Remember that the Premier League started in 1992. So ever since we have won, not consecutively of course, because it's not like it's 13 years from 1992 to 2021. We have won 13 Premier League trophies since 1992 Premier League, because that's when the Premier League era or the Premiership started. If you guys notice that I have problems speaking this morning, it's because I haven't had any water this morning so far. But hope you guys can see out with that. So yeah, with CR7 and Sancho, people are saying, okay, give Sancho the number 7, man. Give Sancho the number 7. Bro, we have CR7. I mean, think of his brand. That's his brand name now. CR7, that's his brand name. Or are you going to give CR7 the number 21? It's not CR21, bro. It is CR7. And given that he is CR7, that's his name brand, give the number 7 back to CR7. And that's what Manchester United did. They gave the number 7 back to the big man himself. No, I was up in this with a best friend of mine on the phone, and I was basically telling him, yo, with all things considered, bro, I don't think CR7 is going to ever lay hands on a Ballon d'Or ever. I think he has won his last Ballon d'Or, and I think he shut the door on that title or trophy award. I don't think he's going to win the Ballon d'Or again. Definitely coming to Manchester United. I'm not saying he's not going to win. Well, he's not going to win at Manchester United, but to win at Manchester United, bro, you have to move heaven and earth to be doing that. You see me? It's not like you can finish second place and win the Ballon d'Or. It's not like you can be runners up as a Premier League goal scorer and win the Ballon d'Or. Football don't work like that. Football don't work like that. Definitely not in England. Definitely not in England, bro. So, with CR7 come back at Manchester United, there's a few things you have to be realistic with. Yeah, I'm back. And I missed my main talking point. But I was basically saying that you have to be realistic with a few things, man. This is not the same CR7 as 2011. This is not the same CR7 as 2009 when he was in his prime. This is not the same CR7 that was leaking at least 50 goals per season. This is a ripe, in the last chapters of his career, CR7, that is not going to be nowhere near the numbers that he used to reach in previous years. That CR7 has closed his books. He's no longer that type of player. He's no longer the player that is going to beat a player one-on-one. Now, does he still have it in his locker to beat a player one-on-one? Sure, isn't me? I mean, if you have the talent that you've been doing for over a decade, it's still going to be in your arsenal, but it's not going to be as sharp as it was in previous years. When you have the talent or the technique, it's still going to be embedded in your mind and in your in your style of play. Look at Zlatan, bro. As old as Zlatan is still beating man and controlling the ball with the tip of his toes in the air, and he's almost 40. So when you have the technique, that technique has been embedded in your system for over a lot of years. That is a part of you right now. So even if you're washed up, or if you're messed up, or if you're past your prime, you're still at least momentarily still able to still do things that you used to do every minute of a game back in your time. You see me? So CR7 can still beat a player, but it's not nearly as much as back in his prime time. And given that he's like he's now at Manchester United, he has to be playing at the front. He has to be playing as a striker. He's not going to be playing as a left winger. On paper, it may seem that he's playing as a striker, but everybody knows that he's going to drift on the left. That's what he's been doing at Real Madrid. On paper, it seems as though he's a winger, but when they're attacking, he actually shared the space with Karim Benzema. Is either Di Maria from midfield places himself on the left hand side. I don't think Bale played with Di Maria, did he? No, I don't think so. Wait, yes, he did at least for one season in 2013, 2014. But in terms of how the attack is set up for Real Madrid, Ronaldo would not be wide because there are going to be balls in the box. And CR7 is the main man for getting the goals for Real Madrid, along with Benzema. But Benzema actually compromised himself a bit, sacrificed himself a bit. Same thing with Rooney. In 2008, 2007, in 2007, 2008 season, 2008, 2009, my man sacrificed himself to drop deeper to allow CR7 to be the main man to get the goals. You see me? So even though on paper he seems as though he's a wide man, when the United is attacking, he's one of the players in the box. If he's on the left hand side, he's going to do the magic himself to beat the player, to come in the box, to get a shot off and score. That was the MO of CR7 back in the late 2000s. This is not the same CR7 that we have now. So you have to go play to his strengths. Not to his weaknesses, not to his deficiencies, but to his strengths. We have to use the strength-based perspective to get the best out of CR7. He's going to be one of the top Premier League goal scorers this season. We know that. Persons are skeptical over this transfer, and rightly so, because persons are saying, well, this is a 36-year-old CR7. Yes, he is physically inept, he looks like one of those sculpted niggas in Greece, like those Michelangelo artist type of dudes, trying to show off, and he looks well endowed physically. But is this dude still at the peak of top tier football? Like, is this dude still going to make the cut? And that's something to ask, because considering his age, I just mentioned Zlatan, although Serie A is different gravy than the Premier League, because the Premier League is more combative, aggressive, and more competitive. We still have a player that is a goal scorer by trade. He's a goal scorer by nature, by nurture, and by trade. Those three combined makes and embodies a great player, more of an attacking player. When he's a goal scorer by nature, he's a natural goal scorer. That's a good thing. And if he wasn't a natural goal scorer, but through hard work and training, dedication and discipline, he got there eventually, he's going to be embedded in the system, because he's going to be conditioned to be scoring great goals. When Thierry Henry came to Arsenal in the early 2000s, he actually came in Arsenal to 1999, I think, or 1998 or something like that. But Wenger said that Henry wasn't a natural goal scorer, man. He was a striker, but when he went to Juventus, he was a left wing back or a left winger. So when he was pushed out wide at Juventus, my man, his goal scoring instincts dried out of his system. It was purged. It was purged due to the style of play that was portrayed and displayed by the club that he was playing at. When my man was at Juventus, bro, he wasn't playing as a number 9 man. He was either a left wing back, according to Wenger, or a left winger, or he was a bench man. He was warming the bench. He was a bench warmer. All of those three things. So, but when he came to Arsenal, he was conditioned to score goals now. He was scoring a few goals at Monaco, But when he came to Juventus, when he went to Juventus, the instinct dried out of him to score goals. He came back not came back to Arsenal because it's not like he was at Arsenal to begin with first. When he came to Arsenal, that muscle memory was enabled. He started to score more goals because he was trained and conditioned to score goals. Wenger said, yo, try to score goals. You're going to be my top scorer. And that's why he signed Henry. Not because he was French, not because of sentimental reasons. That could be secondary or tertiary. But the primary reason of signing Henry was that he knew, after seeing him at Monaco, that this dude could be a top elite goal scorer. And when he signed him at Arsenal, throughout the years we have seen this, that proved to be the case. He won 3 Golden Boot in the Premier League era. The prime of the 2000s Premier League era. 3 Golden Boot. I think 2 consecutively, if not 3 consecutively. Yes, I'm talking about a Premier League era filled with Van Nistelrooy, Michael Owen, Andy Cole. I'm pretty sure I'm missing out that Chelsea striker, that black man. His name is quite lengthy, so I'm not going to remember his name. Plus, I'm not a Chelsea fan, right? A few other Alan Shearer, nigga. Alan Shearer. This was the Premier League prime era, and Henry, although he wasn't a natural scorer like that, I mean, he could score goals, but in terms of poaching, in terms of getting that goal instinct, like when he wakes up, he thinks of goals. That was conditioned through nurture at Arsenal, and he became Arsenal's best goal scorer, not only Highbury, the stadium, but in Arsenal history. That was by nurture. He was trained, he was conditioned, he was tamed, domesticated with training to score more goals. So again, bro, when you have those 3 things, bro, I'm gonna mention Henry in a second because there's a joke about Henry. With all of those things, man, CR7, although he may not be a natural, again, the dude was a winger at first. Yes, he could score a few goals in there, but he was a natural winger. Beating players was his bread and butter. When he woke up at the young age he was, bro, he wasn't thinking about, poaching, like scoring goals. I mean, his main claim to fame was beating players, dribbling past players on his own, or if he wanted to score goals, he would dribble past the players and then score the goals. It's not like he was stationary in the box to score the goals. He would be on the wide right or the wide left getting the goals himself. Step over right, step over left, and get the shot off. That was a young, cocky, arrogant CR7. Yep, that was bro. If anybody, like, I'm speaking as if I saw the guy in the early 2000s. Like I said, I was sucking on titties. I was a young youth. I didn't have no beard. I was just a baby that was just sucking milk. That was who I was. So I didn't even see this nigga when he was 18 years old. But based on the videos that I've seen, this dude, he could dribble, man. But skipping past all of that eulogy, right now is our reality. CR7 is back at United and he needs to be scoring the goals for Manchester United. He is going to be the starting man up front. We have 2 old strikers, that is Cavani, that is 34 years old, and CR7. Now Cavani, based on speculations, wanted to leave. I'm not sure how true that is, but he said that Cavani wanted to, I'm not sure, go back to Uruguay and play football. I don't even think there is a club league in Uruguay, who knows, at least not professionally, I suppose, but he said that he wanted to leave. Oh yeah, Cavani was linked to Barcelona. Bro, I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, but who would have thought that Barcelona, FC Barcelona, more than a club that's based on academy products, would go after an old striker like Cavani when you have Sergio Aguero and you have the goal to Brathwaite? Why? Why do you want our striker, our number 7, our beloved number 7, who is now number 21? I mean, 3 7s is 21, right? But yeah, CR7 is a number 7. Sancho was a number 7. And Cavani used to wear the number 7 at some point. So, 3 sevens is 21, right? So, uh, I'm so corny. But given that we have Cavani and CR7, Cavani has to humble himself, eat that Uruguayan humble pie and stay on the bench, man. He's not going to be starting. And even if he was a starter, my man would be played with injuries, man. He's a specimen physically. Like he has the genetics. We've seen that. I've seen chicks on Twitter saying that man that support Manchester United be saying, "Oh, that sexy Uruguayan, he scored those goals. He's so sexy, man. I love that celebration. Like he's a Greece, a Greece soldier or something." So yeah, we know that Cavani and CR7 are a specimen physically. But in terms of fitness, man, that is going to be an issue. And this is where I'm going to talk about the cons. Well, this is going to be a football rumble sum up, but I'm going to be speaking about the cons of having CR7 and Cavani as our number 9. Let's start with the pros. Of course, combined with Cavani and CR7, I would say that. Give me a second. With those two forward combined, we have a good amount of goals between them. I think Cavani is at least in the 400 in terms of combined. Yeah, there is about over 1,000 goals combined between CR7 and Cavani in their senior. Yeah, I got disrupted for a little second. Yeah, I was saying that Cavani between CR7 and Cavani, there was a lot of goals, man. I think that is probably Pele's, if Pele's being honest with himself, considering the offside goals. I think that those are more goals, man, than Pele, man, combined together. So, yeah, we have experience in droves. We have two experienced forwards in the name of Cavani and CR7. Of course, Cavani is not going to be the starting number 9 for Manchester United. That would be CR7 in the Premier League, and I'm pretty sure in the Champions League as well. So the pro is that we have two experienced strikers that can, based on experience, that can lead us to scoring out of goals. They have experience. They know how to find the back of the net, right? Another advantage is they know their movement is very unmatched. Cavani's movement at any of the posts is bro. I see Cavani, right? I see Cavani making movements that I've never seen any other striker make. I'm not even talking about no average. I'm talking about top tier strikers. This is me. And Cavani is very active in the box. If it's a corner, he's trying to. If he's at the near post and the corner is taken on this side, he's going to try to move to the near post. If he senses that the corner is going to be coming more in the center of the box, he's going to be from this part of the post and try to maneuver into the box. That type of movement, man, and still getting the header on the ball, that movement cannot be. I mean, it can be trained, but I think that dude got it when he was born, man. I think that movement is natural to him. So with CR7's movement and Cavani's movement, that's going to be an improvement to Manchester United, because when we're taking corners, man, I'm telling you, man, some of the strikers, they're just stationary. They're like statues. Like someone really, just put a ball amount of salt on them and they just stayed in that. I'm pretty sure some of them are even trying to do the mannequin challenge, man, in the box, man. Like move, man, move, make a movement, man. So that is the pros. Here is the cons, and I think you guys know I'm going with this in consideration to the other strikers at Manchester United. Rashford is at least 24 years old. Martial is going to be 25 come December. I think, no, not come December. I think he's going to be 25 earlier than December. Mason Greenwood is going to be 19. So he's going to be 19 soon or he's already 19. Okay, with those three strikers, with those three strikers, Manchester United, Manchester United's youngster in the name of Greenwood will his growth will be brought to a halt. His growth is going to plateau. It's going to be stationary. It's going to stop. It's going to be dormant for a hot minute. It's not going to be growing because when you're growing is when you're active. That's when you grow. You don't grow when you're stagnant. You don't grow when you're dormant. You don't grow when you plateau. That defeats a purpose. So with having CR7 as the starting striker and Sancho on the left wing as the right winger, because we didn't sign Sancho to be on the bench now. He's not done with Van de Beek verse 2.0. With Rashford or Pogba on the left hand side, Mason Greenwood, his given his form. Oh, shut the hell up! Shut the hell up! Shut the hell up! Time out! Time out! Mason, I just mentioned Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood is a runners up for the player of the month, given his 3 goals contribution in the first 3 games for Manchester United for the new upcoming season, for this new season. So I think Pogba with Mason Greenwood and another player, I believe, yeah, another player, but I just don't remember his name. Yeah, man, you guys vote for Mason Greenwood, man. You know that Mason Greenwood, if he didn't score those goals, particularly the one against Southampton away, you know that we would have our first loss for the season. So, given that he saved some of you guys, even if you guys didn't deserve it, you guys supposed to still vote for Mason Greenwood, man. So again, it's Paul Pogba. Yes, Paul Pogba gave the pass to Mason Greenwood to score at the other end in that Leeds match, man. But man, we had a lot more goals, man. So I mean, but in terms of the crucial moments, man, if it wasn't for Mason Greenwood's goal, man, against Southampton and the one against Wolves away from home, bro, we would have drawn the Wolves game and lost against Southampton. So you guys vote for Mason Greenwood, not Southampton. Vote for Mason Greenwood. Don't vote on my channel. Don't vote on my channel. Go to Manchester United's channel right now after this video. Click on Mason Greenwood. Click on the poll and make it stick. Yeah. Vote for Mason Greenwood. But yeah, I was basically saying that given that Mason Greenwood is a youngster, he hasn't pulled up his stocks, so to speak, in football as yet. He's not a veteran by any stretch. He doesn't have any stripes on his shoulders. My man doesn't have influence in terms of starting over CR7. Now, with that being said, CR7 is going to succumb to a few injuries. Let's be real about that in hindsight, but let us not pray that ever happens. Definitely major injuries. So, but in terms of starting, man, CR7 is going to be the focal point of our attack. He's going to be at the end of things in the box. Now, I'm not saying Mason Greenwood cannot start on right wing, but again, bro, if we want to go for the title, we have to do what is vital to winning the title. We have to start our best players from the get-go. Mason Greenwood have to have a second. He has to be at the detriment of stagnating his growth. He has to be on the bench. He has to be on the bench. The only time I would like him to start as a center forward, or even at least on the right hand side, is in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Again, this is a time where we have to be very ruthless and go for the league or the Champions League with the league. But see, if we want to go for the league and the Champions League, well, the Champions League is a league. If we want to go for the Champions League and the Premier League, we have to utilize our squad to the best of our ability, because at some point, some players are going to succumb to having injuries, getting tired through playing a lot of matches. Some players are not going to be in the best of form. Some players are just going to miss out on suspension, God forbid, and some players are just not going to be at it. So with all of those things considered, that's why we have a squad. We have to utilize the squad to the best of our ability going forward. So this is not me hating on Mason. Dude, Mason Greenwood is my dude, man. Mason Greenwood is my nigga. But given that we have two experienced, two veteran, two players that served not only their country well, but served the previous club that they have played for well by scoring all of the goals they have scored for. With CR7 particularly, he has to be starting up top, man. He has to be starting up top, man. There's no questions about that. My man didn't sign for Manchester United to be on the bench, sharing food with Danny Van de Beek, man. He's not going to be a Danny Van de Beek 2.0. He has to start, man. He has to start. See, Daniel James, I should have said this earlier. Daniel James got sold, man. Daniel James gone back to Leeds, man. Not gone back to Leeds, because to say he's gone back to Leeds, you have to say that he used to play for Leeds United. No, Leeds United was heavily linked. They wanted to simp for Daniel James. They wanted to go. They wanted to go ahead. They want to move mountains to get Daniel James. They wanted to treat Daniel James like he was CR7 in 2007 himself. Daniel James is just a nigga with cleats. He's just an athlete with cleats that knows how to run. But then it was Leeds United want to treat the dude like he can play football when he cannot. But given the style of play, the counter-attacking style of play of Bielsa at Leeds United, Daniel James is the creme de la creme, the priority on the transfer to-do list, if you want to use the shopping term, to-do list for Leeds United, man. That's why they got Daniel James, man. Because he fits the style of play that's portrayed by Leeds. So, yeah, man, Leeds United got their man, for £25 million, man. So, with that dude being removed from Manchester United, and this is no disrespect to Daniel James, because Daniel James, you didn't know any better, bro. Manchester United just gave you the benefit of the doubt, and without a shadow of a doubt, they just bought you and they signed you because your father passed away. So they wanted the best for you, at least at the moment. That's why they signed you from the club that you were from, that is in Wales, that is Swansea, brought to Manchester United, so you can have a sense of the atmosphere of Manchester United. And after 2 years, they go sell you off. They say, okay, nigga, you had 2 years to have how to know what the atmosphere of Manchester United is like. You didn't play much, you didn't score much, you didn't play well very much, but yeah, you can go now. We go sell. We have CR7 right now. We have Mason Greenwood, we have Sancho, we have Diallo. Bro, things are looking bleak for you, bro. So you have to go back to Leeds, man, or just go to Leeds, period. So with this dude removed from Manchester United, again removed from the premises and properties of Manchester United, we still have to develop Greenwood, man. We still have to take Greenwood's growth into consideration. Martial, another player, his growth is going to stagnate. This dude has not been in form for almost 2 seasons. Not Mason Green. I'm finished Mason Green for now. I'm putting him on the back burner for now, yeah. Martial, who was essential with Rashford 2 seasons ago, scoring 21 goals, sharing 21 goals together with Rashford, man. And he has not been the same player last season. And given the few games he's played so far, he has not shown any hunger to thrive, to strive, to make a success of himself. Again, he's going to be 25 years old. And given that CR7 is in the books right now, my man is not going to be starting as the main number 9, man. He knows that. So he's going to be an additional wing on the left hand side. These people wanted. Let me tell you how Manchester United fans are mixed up. Some of them, not all of them. When Martial came to Manchester United, yeah, in the fall of 2015, on the last day of I think it was August, yeah, the transfer deadline day. See, Martial was a striker, that came from Monaco. He was a fresh breed, enthusiastic, really in it. He wanted to get down and dirty from the get-go. People were just writing off Martial, saying, okay, he signed this random striker from Monaco for 15 mil, man. That's going down the drain, man. Martial is not. Who is this dude, man? This dude, what has this dude accomplished, man? And once he played his first game against Liverpool, Manchester United remember that game because he scored an additional goal. We were leading Liverpool anyway, but he scored an additional goal to make it 3-1. I think it made it. No, I think it was a 3-0 to Manchester United, and then Benteke scored that bicycle goal to make it 3-1, scoring a consolation goal, or the goal was already scored, and Martial, put his piece to it and make it 3-1. So I don't remember because I'm not a memory dude, right? But given that Martial has signed for Manchester, he signed as a striker first. Martial didn't sign as a wing. He signed as a striker first now. And since Van Gaal was relieved from his MO as a manager at Manchester United, and Jose Mourinho came in, y'all know that Martial wasn't going to be Manchester United's number 9. You know that, don't you? Jose Mourinho loves his big bull, 6'4" target man up front. He's not going to start Martial as his number 9. He's not going to start, bro. He's not going to start Martial, and definitely Martial back in the day was skinny as hell. So he's not going to start Martial playing up top because he's not going to do well in Mourinho's style of play. That's why when big man like Zlatan came in, my man had to strip Martial off the number 9 man. He had to strip Martial from his number 9. You see me? And I guess that kind of left Martial somewhat testy because given that he just came and just grab hold of him like it was clean in the Euros final, just grabbing hold of Saka, man, and strip off the number 9 of Martial's back to give Zlatan. I think that probably he got sensitive to it, and he just didn't score as much goals as he did in the previous season for Manchester United, right? So with that being said, man, Martial, without getting into under Mourinho, was playing as a winger. He wasn't playing as a striker. He was playing as a left winger. That's where he was playing. And because he was playing as a left winger, I was speaking about Henry playing on the wide with his goal instincts purged and dried out of his system. Yes, Martial has a goal in him. Martial was one of the best finishers, if not the best finisher, at Manchester United, including Romelu Lukaku there. Martial, if he was in the box, you know that he was going to finish that ball into that far post. And it was going to score. But see, under Mourinho, Martial didn't play as a striker, man. He played as a winger. And because he played as a winger for at least 3 years under Mourinho, not consecutively, of course. He played as a striker somewhat, but everybody knows in most games who was going to be the main striker, man. Everybody knew that. So after Mourinho got sacked, he was relieved, you see me, from Manchester United now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, at least, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave Manchester United fans false pretense. He wanted Manchester United to play the original way, the Manchester United way. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have heard false pretense like that when the mayor is about to run for election, someone that's running for election, whether it's for president, as the prime minister, or the senator, or the janitor, or the principal. They always tell you that, yes, when I am in power, when I am the prime minister, the president, I'm going to be doing this for y'all. I'm going to do what's beneficial to y'all. I'll be doing this, and you guys won't be suffering as much as you did. I'm going to, raise the ante. I'm going to give you guys more wages now for less work. But that is if I am in power, and because and the way I get in power is through you guys' votes. So yeah, vote for me. Yeah, put me in power, and because I'm in power, your workload is not going to be as sour. Your workload is going to be as sweet. Isn't it? It's going to be like honey in the mouth and sweet in the belly. Vote for me, and you won't suffer as much. Remember now, vote for me. Vote for me. See, that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer told Manchester United. He said, "Yo, I'm going to be playing the United way," and at least for a good while, Manchester United fans were actually bought on that thought. We were winning games, we were playing well. Pogba was scoring goals. You see me, my man was balling now. Rashford was looking. This was a rejuvenated Rashford now. Martial was actually scoring goals. Lingard was doing his thing 1 and 2. My man was doing the moonwalk at the Emirates Stadium now. Lukaku, he was getting goals here and there, but he wasn't in the priority plans of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted a fast front three intricate partnership. He didn't want a big man up top to get the primary amount of goals. He wanted the front three and all the goals to be shared with the front three. That's Martial, Rashford, and I think Jesse Lingard. Is me or someone else. So given what I've said, man, yo, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave Manchester United fans false pretenses. And one of the things was that he was going to play Martial as the number 9. Main man as the number 9. And, he played Martial as the number 9. But see, that didn't, it was short-lived. It was short-lived. And skipping over unnecessary details, yo, 2 seasons ago, Martial was Manchester United's joint top scorer with Rashford in our competition with 21 goals. That was when he was playing as a striker, and he got his first hat-trick against Sheffield United when things were locked down, the empty stadiums like Manchester City Stadium. So, given what I've just said, man, Martial is going to be playing as a winger, man. He's not, and Martial doesn't show enthusiasm on the wing. He's just like, okay, pass the ball. Like, I remember against Wolves, right? When Manchester United played against Wolves in our last game when we got the draw, right? No, we actually won that game through Mason Greenwood's goal. I told the guys that my memory is messed up. My memory is messed up. I'm not a big fan of memory lane. But I remember a time when Marcel was on the left wing. He didn't start. He came on, right? And Bruno Fernandes had the ball, and Bruno Fernandes played the ball into space. And Martial was still in the same place. Like he didn't move, man. He didn't move for the ball. The problem with Martial is that, and it's not me criticizing Martial, at least not destructively, I'm constructively criticizing Martial. This is a constructive criticism. Everybody knows that Martial is lazy. That is not an opinion as much as it's a fact. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows Martial is lazy, man. So here's the thing: when Bruno Fernandes played the ball on the left hand side in space for Martial to turn it down, Martial didn't move, man. My man was cemented in the same place. He didn't move for the ball. My lips are dry. He didn't move for the ball. The problem with Martial, bro, is that he wants the ball to feet. He doesn't want to meet the ball in space. He wants the ball to his feet. He doesn't want to move for the ball. Bro, I mean, yo, that's not a trait of an effective world-class winger, man. If you want to move, I mean, you can get the ball to feet, but when there's space in front of you, bro, especially when the ball is played in space, you use that pace and exploit that space and run for the ball. But my man was stagnant. My man was still in the same spot as like he was, a statue or something. Like someone just worked on him, or yo, you have to be moving in space, man. You have to come out of this lazy mentality, man. Why, you're sleeping for 2 hours? You have ADHD or something. You're staying up all night. You have insomnia. You're drinking on coffee. Cause see, bro, this is why people are criticizing Martial, man. When people are looking at Martial, people are saying, okay, this dude doesn't look like he wants to play for Manchester United. He's not showing no hunger. Maybe he had a big breakfast and he's not showing any hunger, but that's beside the point. He's not showing any drive and any determination. He doesn't want to succeed at Manchester United. He just have that devil may care, I don't care, devil, that attitude. Like, I'm just at Manchester United just to chill, just to chill with the gang. I'm gonna get my 220k per week and just chill. It's me. I don't really care about the goals. I don't need to be starting. Nah. I'm just going to chill with my family, isn't me? I have a beautiful wife, isn't me? I have a good, effective life, isn't me? So I don't want to be, scoring goals. Well, I'm scoring goals off the pitch now. don't get it twisted, but I don't need to be scoring goals on the pitch, man. It's me. My brother has a life outside of football, so it doesn't need to be, you know, very very aggressive to make that the top in football. That's not a winner's mentality, bro. That's that. I mean, it sounds good, but that's bro. You have to come out of that mentality, bro. You see me, and I mean, if Martial, let's be real about this. If Martial continued this form from 2019, 2020 to 2020, 2021, I don't think CR7 would be at Manchester United now. Not, I don't even think Cavani, maybe for squad related purposes, for squad depth, but I don't think Cavani or even definitely CR7 will be signed back to Manchester United if Martial was continuing the form he did from the previous season, like the 2019-2020 season. Because again, 2019-2020 season of Martial was his best season at Manchester United, or even in his career period to date. It is. But see, because of his poor form last season, and again, I don't even think Martial played that poor last season, because Martial, I don't want this to be lengthy on Martial because I actually rate the dude. I actually love how the guy plays. He's very intelligent when it comes on to linking play. He can control the ball, he can link play, he can drop deep and allow the wingers to bump forward in front of him. Right? He's very intelligent like that. Not only that, but his ball control is very good. His ball control is very good, and he can dribble his way forward. But see, all of those traits is not exhibited on a regular basis. That is a minute by the hour. That is a holiday thing for Martial. So he's not going to do it in every game, and that's a once in a while thing. That's a once in a blue moon thing. So, yeah, man, he has the traits there. Never get it misconstrued. He has the potential there, but the potential can mean so much if you don't apply it. Just because you have a lot of knowledge in your head doesn't mean that you know how to apply it, number one, or you just don't want to apply it, number two. Talent can lead you so far, man, but if you're not applying that talent on a regular basis, man, like, what are you doing, bro? What are you even doing, man? What are you doing? Martial, bro, I've seen Martial score some good goals, man, and some of those goals are top bins. He has a trademark for finishing those balls into the far post, into the far top bins corner. That's a trademark that cannot be matched. You see me? Again, Mbappe was a fan of Martial. How can you make your fan better than you right now? In 2016, I remember the tweet, bro. My man had Martial on his Twitter page in exclamation points, in exclamation marks, right? But I'm still making a point, man. So, with that being said, yo, ever since you made Mbappe better than you as a player, bro, like, how can you make a fan of yours better than you, bro? You have to really consider your career, man. You have to have that drive, yo. Do you want to play football? Do you want to play football? Are you depressed? Are you obsessed by the enemy? Do you have an adversary that you are at war with? So why are you not playing well for Manchester United, man? Are you having... Hold on. Oh, my brother is trying to reach me again. Bro, I have to go miss out on this call because I'm doing a video right now. Yeah, but... Bro, do you really want to be at Manchester United? Do you really want to be at Manchester United? Because right now you're not showing it on the pitch, man. You could say, yes, I'm happy at Manchester United. I'm happy to be here. I'm going to get back in my form. Yeah. So I mean, bro, that's just incongruent, man. What you're saying is not matching. It's not being sync. It's not on the same pitch with your behavior, man. So yeah, man, you have to go work on that, man. Yeah. So yeah, I went on a long segue. Bro is calling me again. See, you have to understand a thing about my best friend, man. I have this best friend over 10 years, and I guess he gets kind of worried when I don't answer his calls. But I'll return his call soon enough. But I went on a segue about the detriments. I was talking about the detriments and the pros and cons and advantage and disadvantage with Cavani and CR7 as our number 9. The detriment is that our youngsters, with the collective of Martial and Greenwood, their growth is going to be at a halt. The growth is going to be at a halt. Their growth is not going to be as pointed as a pyramid. It's going to kind of flat out like a valley. It's going to flat out like a plateau. What I think, you guys know plateau. You guys did geography. You know those mountains that have a flat top. Like it's like this at the tip right here. So that is the plateau of a mountain. Like imagine you have a mountain like this and you just chop off the head of the mountain. What I've created is a plateau. That is basically a plateau, right? It's not a mountain because it has no peak. It has no peak. So, given, man, we have to be utilizing the squad properly. I don't think we have the manager to do that. We really don't. But, man, I mean, God answer prayer and everything. But, man, we have the squad. We just need the main man to utilize the squad properly. We have the tools, but we need someone to know how to use those tools. This is me. We have to win the Premier League, or my man has to be. Well, he should have been sacked anyway. But given that he stayed in his job, he has a job to do, man. He has to win the Premier League, man. He has to win the Premier League. So detriments, I want to hear what you guys have to say in the Premier League. The Premier League, the comment section. The comment section now. And who do you think will be starting? Not who will be starting, but what's your thoughts on? Do you think it's going to, with CR7? Do you think it's going to stagnate the growth of Martial and Mason Greenwood? I think so, because in Martial we have a very good striker, and in Mason Greenwood we have a Van Persie reincarnated. Mason Greenwood has a shot on him. Martial has a finesse on him. With those two strikers, we would like their growth to be. We like to be growing, but with these two experienced dogs in the bottom, and I don't think they will be starting as much. They will not be starting as much. So before I close this video podcast though, what did I want to say? Oh yeah. Since it's the international break, England against Hungary, I'm pretty sure some of you guys saw the game. I didn't see the game, I didn't watch the game, I didn't even see the highlights. But based on the photos I've seen, racism is not dead in football. Racism is not dead in football, and definitely racism is not dead outside of football. Racism, as much as we have to, this is where we have to be realistic with ourselves. Racism is going to continue until the end of time. Racism is like that bacteria that you can simmer down, but you cannot put out indefinitely. It's like crime. You can stop crime for a moment, but it's not like crime can be stopped indefinitely. There will always be crime. There will always be robbing. There will always be stealing, which is robbing. There will always be rape. The objective is to decrease. Those crimes. Make sure that there is not enough persons killed or robbed. But see, racism is always going to be in not only in football but also outside of football. And Sterling scoring that goal, man. I think he was. He know what he was doing. He wanted that celebration to be in the faces of the Hungarian fans, and he wanted those fans to die, to jump on their own swords, so they can feel the pain of the three lions. But Portugal played against Ireland. I think it was Ireland or some Scottish. I think it was actually Ireland. And they actually took the lead. CR7 got 2 goals, and he was relieved from his duties, and he came to Manchester United to complete his transfer move. yeah, man. So yeah, so this is I'm going to read a few things before I close the video podcast, because again this was supposed to be longer than I hope, but okay. So this is what it said. It says here that Man United have new Roy Keane in their ranks after deal agreed. Cristiano Ronaldo will have the same impact as Roy Keane in the Man United dressing room, according to Danny Mills. See, Danny Mills, bro, I'm pretty sure he used to play for Manchester City, and this dude wasn't a big star back in his day, man. So I'm not going to really take this as gospel given facts, meaning that it has credibility. Because whenever I hear this dude talk, man, it's like I'm just a baby trying to mumble words, man. But in terms of what he says here, I mean, a broken clock is right twice a year, not twice a year, twice in a day, right? So I mean, even if someone is wrong, most of the time, at least they have a few momentary times where they're actually correct. But in this instance, he's actually correct. But I wouldn't say he will have the same impact as Roy Keane. Cause see, Roy Keane, man, Roy Keane was an animal. Roy Keane was an animal. I did a video podcast where I said that I was okay. I'm going to leave the video in this corner or that corner, where I was talking about why Bruno Fernandes should be Manchester United's captain. I was basically making the statement that Roy Keane may have the same impact as Bruno Fernandes in terms of his influence on the pitch, not in terms of his aggression. Well, Bruno Fernandes is quite aggressive, because we have seen where Manchester United was supposed to quote unquote get free kicks, or they were supposed to be awarded with penalties, and we have seen how Bruno Fernandes actually reacted. Personally, called Bruno Fernandes a moaner, a complainer, a whiner. The reality is that with CR7, with Bruno Fernandes, and I don't even think Harry Maguire has any say so. I mean, bro, football is a funny sport. Football is a funny sport. In 2000, I saw this post on Facebook. In 2016-2017 season, Ronaldo won his third Ballon d'Or. I think he won his third Ballon d'Or or something. Rafael Varane in 2017, 2016-2017 won his third. I think it is he won his third Champions League trophy with CR7. Cavani scored about 50 goals in 56 matches in 2016-2017 season. Now you have this slubhead that is the captain of all those three or four players, or three players, and my man was actually in a relegated side of Hull City in 2016-2017. And now he's the captain of all of those players. It shows how football is funny, man. How can you have this player? I mean, bro, I'm not going to get into that, because I'm not really about I don't want to mix house in terms of the dressing room, but man, that's going to be something, man. I mean, imagine Harry Maguire telling CR7 to drop back when it's corner time. Like, nigga, who you talking to, man? Step off, man. Step off. Address the defenders in the box. I ain't no defender. Everybody knows that CR7 has I'm saying a slight ego, sarcastic. This dude has a big ego. This dude has a big ego as the size as Thanos' head. So I'm not sure how you going to cope with this ego, man. And you're captain of Manchester United, man. I don't even think you can even handle Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes, man, he's not. I mean, he has a head on him, but his head is not as big as CR7's, man. But anyway, I went on a lengthy segue, but this is my point. He basically said that CR7 will have the same impact as Roy Keane. Now, we have different leaders in football. You have the leader that leads from the front, and you have the leader that is the leader of the pack. let us not get it mixed up now. You have the leader that leads from the front and the leader that leads from the back. I'm speaking about football terms now. I'm not speaking about in the business world, although football is a business. You can ask Florentino Perez, he will tell you that. But I'm speaking about in football collectively. On the pitch, not off the pitch in terms of, I'm talking about on the pitch. There are two leaders in football. The one that leads from the front and the one that leads the pack. Let's take Real Madrid for example. Of course, when I ask, if I was supposed to ask the person, if I was suppose, oh, it's an hour. If I was supposed to ask a random Real Madrid person who was the leader from before CR7 left in 20, okay. Let me ask, I would ask a Real Madrid fan, told that I cannot speak English now. If I was to speak with a Real Madrid supporter before CR7 left in 2018 and ask him, of all the players that you have at Real Madrid, who would you say is the leader of Real Madrid on the pitch? Not Florentino Perez. I'm not talking about the football hierarchy outside of football at Real Madrid. I'm talking about on the pitch, the players on the pitch. With the players on the pitch, who would you say is leader as a Real Madrid fan? I'm pretty sure there are two players at bare minimum that is going to come into every Real Madrid's head. At least two players. Sergio Ramos and Cristiano Ronaldo. Given what I just mentioned, those two are different leaders. In any gang, in any street gang, whether it's killing, gang banging, there's always two leaders. One, the leader has the most kills. That's a leader because he has the influence. He knows how the game is run on the streets. He has the most kills. So he's going to have a say-so with the big man upstairs. The big man upstairs is the leader of the pack. The leader of the pack may not have the same amount of kills or a lot of kills, but he knows how the game is run. That's why you have a kingpin and you have the gangster. The gangster is not the killer. He can kill, but that's not his main MO. He has pawns or persons below him to do the killing. If you guys know what the chess game is like, you would know what I'm talking about. The king is different from pawns. To be a king, you have to be a pawn first. Not most pawns cannot be a king. But I digress. What I'm saying here is that you have two different leaders on the football field. One that is going to lead from the front, that is CR7. I was giving the analogy of the gang. You have one killer, you have the killer with the most kills. He's going to be a leader in his own right. CR7 would fit that bill because he's scoring the most goals at Real Madrid. So you would say he's a leader to some point. He may not be wearing the captain armband, but he's a leader in his own right because he's leading from the front. He's scoring most of the goals for Real Madrid. The leader of the pack, that is the one that is wearing the captain armband now. That is Sergio Ramos. Now, Sergio Ramos doesn't have not nearly as much goals as CR7, but at the same particular time, he has the say-so. He's a leader. He leads from the back, not from the front. He is similar to the kingpin. He is similar to the gangster. You see me? He's the one that's going to lead the pack. How he got his influence is through his mannerism, how he carries himself. You see me? The way how he commands respect on the pitch. That's how he became captain. CR7 got his way of influence by scoring much goals and with his leadership on the pitch, but his leadership doesn't scream as loud as Sergio Ramos's. So those are the two leaders at Real Madrid, man, that were at Real Madrid past tense, because those players are not at Real Madrid anymore. You see how football is funny? So with all of that being said, look at how Roy Keane became captain, bro. Roy Keane became captain with his mannerism and his demeanor and how he carried himself on the pitch. That is how my man became captain. He wasn't a captain because he scored most goals, man. That's for CR7, man. Again, that's how sometimes in the gang game works. You have one killer that's going to be the leader of the pack. Not the leader of the pack, the leader that leads from the front. He's going to have the most skills. Then you have another leader that's going to lead the pack, including the killer, the top tier killer himself. So you have two different leaders. But the leader that has the most skill, he's going to submit and defer to the leader of the pack. When Sergio Ramos have a say so in the dressing room, CR7 is going to listen to Ramos, not Ramos listening to CR7. Right? Let's be clear on that. So bringing this full circle back to our Roy Keane, Ronaldo being the new Roy Keane. I mean, Ronaldo is a leader. We have seen that, but man, I don't think he's going to have the same impact as Roy Keane. Roy Keane was a different animal. Roy Keane was a different animal that could not be matched, that could not be phased out. Bruno Fernandes is Bruno Fernandes can put on a fight, to be on the same wavelength as Roy Keane, but he's not going to do that, man. Roy Keane, if you were playing poor and you were in a 2004 Manchester United side with Roy Keane, dude, my man would just grab you by the collar and say, bro, what are you doing? Make sure you don't make that mistake again, and send you on your way. Roy Keane was the alpha on the pitch. He was a top dog on the pitch. You could not mess with the top dog on the pitch. It's not like when bro, the dude, in the rival, everybody knows that Arsenal and Manchester United has had a very hefty rivalry in the late 90s, excuse me, and the early 2000s. It was very enriched and it was very flavorsome. Roy Keane would go at it with the captain at Arsenal, which was Patrick Vieira. No ordinary captain can do that, man. And even at some cases, Roy Keane would have a go at the ref, and he got his ass sent off. So I don't think, CR7 is no saint. No, let's be clear on that. CR7 is no saint as a captain, but in terms of him being the new Roy Keane, nah, bro, not even close, bro. Nope, no. This is what I wanted to do in this video podcast, amongst other things. I'm going to give my evaluation of Manchester United's transfer window. We made four signings, just four. We signed Tom Heaton. Yeah, Tom Heaton used to be at Manchester United in the mid-2000s, I believe. So he signed back, you could say he's a prodigal son, but he didn't really do anything to be a son in the first place. But he was at Manchester United, in the first place. So he's back, he's back on track. So, he's back in the fold. Heaton Sancho. We have signed Heaton Sancho from Dortmund. Rafael Varane. That was that's one of the longest processes of a player coming to Manchester. I'm talking about, he's signed for Manchester United, but in terms of seeing him in a Manchester United jersey, or him, him signing pen to paper, bro, that's one of the longest processes, man. So we have Tom Heaton, Sancho, Varane, and I'm not saying this in a chronological order, and of course the big man himself, CR7. So those are the four transfers we have made at Manchester United. I need some water. My lips are getting chapped because this is going to be quite a lengthy video podcast. I can't lie to you guys. So this is your break time. Get your food, get your snacks, get some to drink. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to give my brief evaluation. My brief evaluation on Manchester United's transfer window. Yeah. Summer transfer window with those four signings again: Tom Heaton, CR7, Sancho, and Varane. Those four players. Now, the way how I'm going to judge them is by, okay, I'm going to judge the players by what we needed. I'm not going to judge them by the brand, the marquee name of the player. I'm going to be judging them on what Manchester United need. We needed a centre back, we needed a defensive midfielder, We needed somewhat of a right back. You see me? Some persons thought that we could get back on track with a right back. Some persons delusional thought we needed a striker. I wouldn't go that far. Some person that we needed a winger. Yeah. So I'm gonna take out the striker because I don't think we need a striker. So again, our priority was getting a defensive midfielder, a center defensive midfielder, a winger, and a center. No, I mentioned that before. A center back, a center defensive midfielder, and a winger. That was our three priorities with this transfer window. So with that being said, some of you guys know what's up already. We have a centre back in the name of Rafael Varane. We have a winger in the name of Heaton Sancho, but we don't have a defensive midfielder. We have came close, but cigar. We have been linked with, the names are endless. We have been linked with Leon Goretzka. We have been linked with Eduardo Camavinga. Again, Eduardo Camavinga has taken his lease from Leeds. I think he used to play for Leeds or some side in France, and went to Real Madrid. So this dude is no longer in the plans of Manchester United, at least not for the moment. So we have a centre back of Varane, but we don't have a defensive midfielder. We've been linked with Ruben Neves. We've been linked with Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid, but my man went to Chelsea and at least on loan. We have been linked to why is my hand looking like this? I hope I don't have contact dermatitis. That kind of concerns me. Yeah, watch it. Man, it's like someone just stroked me with leprosy or something. But yes, so we have a winger, of course, Heaton Sancho. So we have, you could say we have two-thirds of our priorities already. I wouldn't say we needed an extra right back because we had a right back on loan at AC Milan. And we had the plan to keep Wan-Bissaka. We don't have any plan to sell Wan-Bissaka because we want to keep the Spider-Man now. Speaking of Wan-Bissaka, I don't want this this might be a 2-hour video. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I have so much things to flesh out. Some of you guys might say, well, Ron, bro, why don't you just just compartmentalize the video? Why are you doing everything at one time? Why don't you do like this segment of your talking point in a video? You finish that video, upload it, boom. This segment of a video, you finish that video, boom. This segment of a video, boom. Like, nah, bro, I want to give you guys the buffet. I want you guys, and everybody knows what the buffet is. I want to give you guys the appetizer, the main dish, and the dessert. I don't want to give you guys the dessert now. I don't want to give you guys the main. I want to give you guys everything in totality. That's it. I want to give you guys everything in once. I don't want to give you one dosage right here. So one dosage right here. I want to give you guys everything, so you can soak it up and make the assimilation by absorbing the nutrients from this video podcast. I want the absorption through your small intestines to be a reality. I want you guys to get everything at once. If you guys, again, YouTube is free, bro. You can watch this video again if you don't get it one time, right? Because you have some person slow like that. But in terms of the priority of Manchester United, we have signed a centre back, a right winger, that is a winger, but we didn't get a defensive midfielder, and that is kind of worrying because Matic is not getting older now. He is getting older, but he's not getting any better, I should have said. Yes, man. My man is just a whisker away from getting his pension money, man. He's just a pre-retiree. So, in terms of Scott McTominay, person saying, yo, Scott McTominay, this nigga, this dude from Scotland is not the real deal, man. He should not be. He should not be at Manchester United. Let us back our players. Let us stop the naysayers, man. Person be calling Scott McTominay Scott McToilet, Scott McToenail, Scott McNugget. Like, bro, what has the brother done to you personally? Why are you personally taking these jabs at him, bro? Did he have sex with your mother? Did he rape your sister or something? Why are you right, man? Yo, what's with this negativity, man? Judge the player on his poor performances. Don't You can judge the player on his poor performances, but don't be insulting the person personally, bro. He doesn't know you from a can of paint. He hasn't seen you before. He doesn't even know you. He doesn't even, again, this dude is making more money than most of you guys. So, and he doesn't know most of you guys. If not, no, none of you guys, but you guys support Manchester United, and he's a player that supports Manchester United because he's from the academy. Yeah, man, stop this negativity against Scott McTominay, man. See, you guys almost have me saying Scott my toilet, man. So many guys just, man, the devil's on his side, man. Y'all better get real with yourself on that and go pray a prayer. But what I was saying again? Oh yeah, I was saying that our defensive midfielder options with with Fred and Scott McTominay, it's very slim and it's not very strong. The Mark Fred midfield is not very effective in terms of creativity, man. I mean, it's complementary. That's a compliment I will give it, but it's not going to give Manchester United any big improvement. It's not going to give Manchester United any improvement. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm kind of busy today. So I'm back. I was basically saying that, yeah, based on priorities, Manchester United has accomplished at least two at least 2/3 of their priorities. I just heard a bike noise. Yeah, center back, winger. We need a defensive midfielder, but we didn't get any. So our defensive midfield options is now Fred, Scott McTominay, Matic. Man, my fingers are so dry. Yeah, man, it's getting cold, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's the 3rd of September. You see me? And the weather is totally different than in comparison to July and definitely August. Because days in August, bro, this is Canada now. In the days, it was about 30 degrees to 34 degrees Celsius. I mean, at degrees Celsius, 34 degrees Celsius. And right now, it's 22 degrees Celsius, man. So things are going to be, yeah, man, yo, it's going to get colder now, man. So when it's getting colder, everybody's going to look a bit drier. My lips are going to get dry as they already are. So you might see me licking my lips a lot more. Like, man, need to be put some lotion, but I don't like lotion. But yeah, man, in terms of the priorities of Manchester United, yes, we have gotten a right wing and a centre back. No, we didn't get defensive midfielder, which is somewhat worrying because we don't want to sacrifice Paul Pogba, our best player, to be playing in a double pivot. We should not even be playing in a double pivot to begin with, but definitely not with the Mark Fred midfield, man. That's going to be detrimental. It's not a creative, beautiful midfield. It is a pale, boiled rice. Everybody knows boiled rice, and everybody knows that boiled rice, or some of those. I'm pretty sure you guys have done some of those diets where it's just pale, like chicken. Eating chicken with white rice. Like, bro, that's not. So that's the type of midfield I'm talking about, man. It's not creative. It's not beautiful. It's not an improvement. If we want to win the Premier League and definitely concede less goals, we cannot allow the defenders to do most of the work. We have to work effectively and not work harder. By working effectively, we should have a stabilized defensive midfielder that he's going to screen the back. He's going to cover and screen the back four. You see me? So we didn't get that in the summer. And in terms of options, Matic can do it, but I don't think he has. I mean, he has the legs, but in terms of tenacity, in terms of covering the ground real quick, he's not that type of player, man. Yeah, he has long legs because he's tall, but in terms of, you guys know what I'm talking about, he doesn't have the legs to cope with the midfield, man. He doesn't have the legs to do so. And with Scott McTominay, I mean, he's a specimen, he's a physical specimen, but no, man, no. Fred, I don't think Fred is disciplined enough. So we have to make some adjustments to that defensive midfield. I'm not talking about the box to box midfield. I'm talking about the defensive midfield. Danny Van de Beek is not a defensive midfield option, and definitely Andres Pereira or Jesse Lingard. Let us stop this nonsense. Let us stop this nonsense. We have to have a complementary midfield. One that does the dirty work and one that creates. Why do you think that Kante and Pogba does well for France? See, a lot of persons want to put that in the pocket and overlook that and want to glorify and worship the attacking four of France with Mbappe, Griezmann, Benzema, and Pogba, because Pogba is creating now. But the main work that happens, persons say that what you see, best believe what you see is what you don't see. Meaning that if things are happening that is very good outside, best believe that there is work that is done inside for that to be happening outside. Right? The reason why quote unquote France plays well, at least in most games, is because of the midfield they have. The game is won in midfield, bro. I can't emphasize that enough. The game is won in midfield. So when you have the midfield like that of France, there's going to be a big chance that France is going to be competing. Well, they did compete for the Euros, but they didn't, based on some person missing the penalty. I ain't gonna mention no name now. So yeah, the midfield is very key. The midfield is very key. It has to be a very complementary midfield. It cannot be two players of the same nature in the midfield, or two players that are complete polar opposite, but they don't have the creativity going forward. Scott McTominay, yes, he can do some defensive work, and Fred can put in a shape, but they're not creative enough to be doing that. Plus, we don't have the energy or the engine of Kante at Manchester United. I've seen persons saying some seasons ago saying that Fred is going to be the next Kante or even better than Kante. Bro, let us not even go there. Please let us not even go there. Kante is a Ballon d'Or candidate. Where is Fred? No, don't get it twisted now. I just mentioned Kante for France. Fred is very good for his country, Brazil. And it's because they have Casemiro and they have Fred. But see, Casemiro is a different nature to Fred. In Fred can actually pass. He can actually create. Casemiro is what Kante does for France. He breaks the play. He makes interception. Now, Casemiro is way more aggressive than Kante, but it's the same MO. It's the same. He's given the same duties, so to speak. You see me? So that's why, yeah, man, you have to have a complementary midfield, man, and Manchester United is lacking at that. So in terms of the transfers, we got Varane, that's a bingo. We got because we need a centre back. We needed a winger. We got Heaton Sancho, bingo. That is very good. Thumbs up. We didn't need a goalkeeper. Definitely not Tom Heaton, bro. We have 4 keepers already, man, and we released at least 2 already. We released Joel Pereira, who was best friends with Martial, and we have released Sergio Romero, which I'm pretty sure Sergio Romero, at least in Premier League, would have started for a good amount of clubs. And we released him, and he was not even a starter. He was not even a second stringer, not even a third wheel, and he was not. Like, he wasn't getting no games, man, but I'm pretty sure this dude will start for other clubs. And he's that good. But see, Manchester United don't need him, man. So we didn't need another goalkeeper. We don't need another goalkeeper. Again, probably that's a sentimental transfer, but we didn't need Tom Heaton, so we didn't need Tom Heaton. And CR7, real deal. I read some person saying that we need a striker in the window because Cavani is going to get injured a bit, and Martial is very inconsistent. Rashford is not a striker, so I've heard person saying that. But You know what? I'm not going to do my other top talking. I'm going. This is going to be my last talking point because I don't want this video to be like this. Do have a lot of things I just want to flesh out in the open, but I'm just going to give you guys the appetizer and the main meal. I'm not going to add in the dessert. The dessert can wait for another time. Plus, I know some of you guys are full already, so I'm not going to give you guys three in one. So, but in terms of the priorities, we have actually gotten a centre back. We have gotten a winger, which is very good, but we didn't get a defense midfielder, and that's a worry. That's very worrying. No, the detriment is not as much as the defensive midfield itself, but it's creating from deep. See, that's the point that most persons don't get now. Persons think that we need a creative defensive midfielder to cover for the defense, and that is a good essence. But more so, is not so much about defensive midfielder to protect the back four, but it's to make sure that we create in the midfield itself. See, Pogba cannot play as a left winger for that long. Yes, he's good there, but that's not his main bread and butter. He has to be in the midfield. He has to be the box to box. You see me? If Rashford is out with injury, then Pogba can, he can play on the left wing. If Marcel is doing his thing on the wing, Pogba, even if Marcel is doing his thing or not, he has to be a part of the midfield. He has to. We have seen how Pogba is effective and efficient in the attacking third. We have seen that. So it's not going to be to Manchester United's benefit to keep Pogba and another defense midfielder in the heart of the midfield, man. Put that nigga in the attacking third, man, or give him the license to at least go in the attacking third. Don't keep him back, man. That's going to prohibit Manchester United, man. Pogba is not a Xabi Alonso. He can play the role, but that's not his role, man. Pogba is not a Pirlo. He has played with Pirlo, but he's not a Pirlo. He's not a registrar. He's not a Michael Carrick. He's just not a type of player, man. He's way better than that. Pogba is very multi-dimensional. He's very multi-dimensional. He can play as a winger. He can play as a midfielder. He can play as a number 10. He can play as a number 8. He is a number 8, right? And he can put a shift in as a number 6. But the reality is that there's a lot of facets to Pogba's game, right? So going back to the transfers, Manchester United made a good meal out of the transfer window. We got our priorities. Now, in terms of the Cr7 deal, some person might say we didn't need Cr7. We just signed for sentiments, just for a return for the last dance, just so that Manchester United can be back on the map. I don't think Manchester United has ever been off the map. It's just that we haven't won the trophies that we should have won. But the transfer of CR7 is a tough one, because I don't think we needed CR7. Again, we have Mason Greenwood, whose growth needs to grow. Martial needs to grow. Rashford needs to grow. And with CR7 in the picture, he's going to be the main man in that frame. In the picture of that frame, he's going to be the main man of the frame. He's not going to share any space in that picture, man. He's going to be the main picture of that frame. Now, Mason will get his games up top, no doubt. Marcel will get his game somewhat up top, no doubt. But without a shadow of a doubt, the main man at the end of the day is CR7. The main reason why CR7 came back to United is because person might say, well, he's coming back because he loves Manchester United. He's a son of Manchester United. He wants Sir Alex Ferguson, to be happy that he came back. He could say that in the open, but in CR7's mind, he came back to conquer. Not for the shenanigans of the return itself. He came back to conquer. He wanted to show persons out in the open that, yo, at my old age, at 36 years old, I am still conquering. Persons at the age of 34 were in boyhood clubs that is not competitive enough as me. Persons at my age, like Iniesta, is in China playing football. That is not competitive. Persons at Xavi's age, I think Xavi was at least 36. My man was in Qatar playing ball. Pirlo, Lampard, Gerrard, those niggas played in MLS. This is not as competitive as me. So I'm going to show persons for the final time of my career that I have more gas in my tank. Yes, I am built like a tank, yes, but I have more gas in my tank. The gas left in my tank is to show persons that I can still do it on a top tier level. And I'm going to accomplish that by going into the most competitive league in the world. That's why he came back. Not because of the return itself. That's not his priority. He may have said that in the open. But his main priority was to conquer, to prove people wrong that at my old age I can still do it. That's why he came back to England. It's going to be a feisty Premier League season, mind you. People talk about the best shows like Power, Game of Thrones, The Sopranos. This show, the Premier League 2001, 2022, 2021, 2022, is going to be the best show, even out of the Premier League. The season of 2021, 2022 is going to be a very inviting and entertaining one. Oh, 1 hour and 31 minutes. I need to wrap up. This is going to be, I have to wrap up, man. Yeah, man, that's what I'm telling you guys, man. So that's why I came to Manchester United. Now, I'll evaluate Manchester United's transfer window 8 out of 10, a solid 8 out of 10. Because we got our priorities, signings. No, it's one thing not to open a new can of worms, but it's one thing to sign and cover for our priorities. Like, let me give you an example, because I told you guys that I'm not the best in terms of explaining stuff. Let's say that you wanted a centre back and a midfielder, right? Just a centre defense midfielder, centre back and a defense midfielder. You could have signed a centre back that wasn't the priority on your shopping list, so to speak, because you're going into the winter transfer market to shop for a player, right? You could have signed a player to cover for your priority because you wanted another centre back, a starting centre back, and you have had a player to cover, to sign in for your club to be a centre back, but he didn't want to sign for you. He didn't want to sign for you, so you sign your second choice, your second priority centre back. But you notice that the deal didn't go through, so you went to another person and you signed your third choice centre back, and you sign your second choice defense midfielder. Now you have those priorities covered, but it's not first choice. The reason why I gave Manchester United transfer window an 8 out of 10 is because it covered not only the priorities, but it covered the main men in those priority positions. We wanted Sancho, we got him. We wanted Varane, we got him. Not just the positions covered itself, but the priority players in those positions. And they are covered. What is left for us to do, us as if I'm a player of Manchester United, I'm a professional player now, I guess. What is left for us to do? We have the squad to move forward, man. This is the winter, this is the international break, which I really hate, because this is where players can get injured. Messi got a career-ending injury last night. I'm not sure how vicious or severe the injury was, but let's say a nigga almost got took. he almost got took. So yeah, man, I do like the international break. But to finish this video, Manchester United is man, I'm missing what I'm saying. But in closing, Manchester United did a lot in this winter transfer window. Aside from the transfer of CR7, I'm putting him on the back burner for now. In terms of priority, in terms of first choice priority, in getting Varane and Sancho, we had a very good transfer window. Leave your comments down below on how you would rate Manchester United's transfer window. Is it a 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 or even a 6 or 5 out of 10? Comments below. I'm going to give you guys a video next week. I'm not sure when next week, but I'll give you guys a video next week. Leave your comments down below, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll show you guys in the next video podcast. Do such.